All right, quick pro tip for my Ableton gang. You probably could do this in other DAWs as well, but basically if you have like say a drum loop that you want to drag into your project, but it's not quite the same tempo. For example, I have this progressive house shaker that I want to add into a drum and bass track, right? And currently this is what it sounds like without the shaker. Right, and I want to add a shaker in just to fill out the drums a bit more on the top end. So let me just quickly do it again for you. So I'm going to drop it in here and we'll drag it along just so it loops. Great, we got our shaker in there. Let's just hear what it sounds like. Cool. Now, you'll notice when you drag things in by default and you have beats warping on default, it gives it the same pitch feel, but it kind of obscures the sound, especially when pitching it up, and it doesn't necessarily sound natural, because technically what's meant to happen when you speed something up is you're meant to pitch it up too, which you can hear what that sounds like with repitch, right? You can hear how that also pitches up, and this can sound a lot more natural if we listen to this in the context of the track. So that's already pretty good there, right? The problem is though, if you listen closely, there's a teeny tiny bit of natural swing to this groove, and I kind of want it to be more straight. So what you do normally is you could select all of this and you could quantize it to 1/8 or 1/16. Normally I like to do 1/8 so that it maintains a bit of the groove, but let's do it for 1/16, right? And let's hear what it sounds like. Really freaking weird, right? So the reason it sounds weird is because we got on this repitch mode, and each portion of the audio here is pitching up and down according to how fast or slow it's been moved with these warp markers. So then what we can do is we can switch back to beats warping. But what we have to do is we have to find the pitch that we're kind of sitting around that had that natural feel to it. So what we can do is we can A/B the pitch with the repitch on and the pitch with the beats on. We can pitch it up a bit. So we kind of get close. Kind of getting closer, we can go up 5 semitones. So yeah. Maybe up again, maybe? But maybe a bit down with the semitones here. Now we get a similar vibe, but we get that consistent tempo while still being able to move around each of these slices. And the thing I will also do is to switch it to this forward mode. You have to be on beats transient, and then you keep it on this forward only mode so you don't get these weird things at the end. You may get a few gaps in here. If you do, maybe the pitch is slightly off. Let's try going down and back up. Normally, once you stop hearing these clicks, or thereabout, is when you're at a good natural pitch, but still maintaining the integrity of the sound. And let's listen to this in the context now. Great, that's sounding really good. Now, of course, you don't have to quantize it as hard as I did. What I did with this version up here is I only quantized manually kind of every second one. And I didn't add a warp marker every time, so that kind of helps as well. You can get a bit more manual. I just did an automatic quantize there, which is a bit more straight. This one sounds a little bit more natural, which I like, but it just helps to tighten it up a bit. If I mute this one. Drag it down in volume, and we're ready to roll. Now, this works in any genre. Just a really cool way to work with loops, especially ones that have a bit of unnatural or natural timing as you try and layer it with other drums I've got up here, etc. So yeah, hope this helps. Once again, it can work in many other DAWs. So yeah.